that stuff? Well, we brand ourselves in terms of money, really, Andrew, on teaching people what's in their best interest by evaluating everything and giving them back what the results are. So do people have to take the advice? Of course not. They don't take the advice here either. 15 ways to never run out of money. Isn't that interesting to talk about money? So I like that. So we brand ourselves as that. And what we do is educate people about choice. So I got some questions to ask you. First of all, know this. What's better than one income, Tiffany? Multiple. We have 6 different forms of income stream. And I was just reading today, Andrew, that multimillionaires have at least 7 streams of income. So if you got one, you're never going to be a multimillionaire. If you are, you're a freak of nature, and congratulations. Okay, I'm just giving you what the facts are. You know, I didn't make it up. So that's pretty interesting to me that multimillionaires have multiple income streams, and I personally believe it because you know why they do it? Do you have any idea, Kelsey, why that's true?
Why they have multiple streams of income?
Yes.
That's what they want to do.
Okay. Well, obviously, because they're doing it. That's a good one. Why, Brent?
Because if one cuts down or stops or anything like that, they have
Amen. That's exactly what we do it. See, in a cyclical economy, and if you learn anything about our United States economy, there's things that go up and there's things that go down. Am I right or right? So you want to be, you don't want to be dependent upon any one side of income. Well, guess what? 2008. How many people ever heard that the real estate market crash? Hurt a lot of people. Devastated people. Out of business. Completely out of business. Okay? So things like that can affect people. So when you're got multiple income streams, you got less chance of that happening to you. It's smart. Plus, everything that we touch, everybody needs. We don't sell anything, we replace everything. And let me say this too. This is not about potion, lotions, and pills. Now, I want to make it clear what I just said, Tiffany. I'm not here to criticize any company or anything. I don't challenge it. But I see a million opportunities, and I get excited and intrigued to watch people get excited about selling powder or energy drinks or pills, and I'm not knocking it. But I also know that how many of you have worked out once in your life? How many of you stopped many times working out? How many of you have been on many diets? You see how it is? I mean, your life is cyclical just like everything else. So I see those things necessarily as fads, but the people that are building big business, they're successful, they have staying power. I just met a guy the other day that makes about $60,000 a month, but he's been at it for 8 years and got about 3,000 people, and they're all buying their powders. And I go, great! I wouldn't have the tenacity to stay there for 8 years pushing the pills. Am I making sense to you? But here's what I am excited about. I like to learn about money. Anybody want to learn about money? You all right, Ryan?
I think so.
Okay, we know that that's working now. Okay, money doesn't care who owns it. Is that true, Andrew? Only cares what you do with it. So I have a question for all of you. Who in here would agree to the philosophy that you need to learn to pay yourself first? Show of hands. Okay, that's 100, almost 100%. We have almost everybody. Your name, sir? Peter. Peter, you don't agree you should pay yourself first? I'm not sure. Well, if you're going to earn money, somebody's paying you to do something, right? So, and then you pay your bills from that, correct? Okay, so it would be pretty neat. See, I was told when I was 28 years old by a multi-millionaire to this day, he's one of the wealthiest guys in the United States, he mentored me, and he said to me, Young, are you paying yourself first? I said, no, sir. And I thought I had to pay my cell phone bill, my electric bill, my rent first, and you know, and then I was broke. Well, guess what? It made all sense in the world to me. He said, you better pay yourself first. See, if you don't pay yourself first, who's going to pay you later? Nobody. So why aren't you a priority on that list? How many people believe that makes sense? Okay, boom. That's exactly what the premise is. And nobody here is doing that on a regular basis. And here's what we're going to educate and show you on. That not only are we going to show you how to do that, we're going to show you why, not only why you should do it, but where you're going to get the money from. Because here's what everybody says. The 2 famous lies. Let's see if you're all a professed liar. No offense. Right, Hobbit? Here's the deal. How many of you ever said, I don't have the money? Anybody ever use that one? Right. Okay, thank you. If you're not raising your hand, you're not honest. You're lying now. Okay. How many of you ever said, I don't have the time? You lying dog. Because it's 2 famous lies. Everybody's got money, it's just not yours. How many people realize that? Isn't it amazing? You always find a way to do what you want to do. In fact, how'd you get in debt? Hello? Is it true or true? See, it's habits. And watch, somebody said this to me today on the phone on a conference call at 7 in the morning. Or before that, we were on the phone talking, and the guy said to me, here's what's fascinating, Brent. People they resist change. So watch. If I was telling you that you use Crest toothpaste now, booga booga, that's what you use. Do you use Crest toothpaste? Yes, no. Okay, go ahead. So you go to CVS, if you're just so used to buying Crest, and I came and said, wait, Brent, we just found out that Total with Procter & Gamble's got this new thing for bacteria, wipes it right out, better toothpaste, really preserves your gums and everything. Use that one, you really want to do it. You know what she's gonna do? Go right to CVS, and what's she gonna do? Pick up Crest. So you can't break habits. They're hard to break. Unless they make so much common sense, you can't argue it. Is that true or true, Pastor? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you everything. We're going to show you a strategy. We're going to talk about how money works, and then we're going to talk about debt. And we're going to make debt become an asset, and then we're going to show you certain things that you want to learn about. Like, for instance, I'm going to jump ahead, Brian. I'm going to change things around just for the hell of it to go through really quickly. And Kyle, at Hampton Inn, do they give you a retirement account, a 401k? I think I did this with you on the phone, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That's what bit him, okay? It bites everybody. You got to learn to ask the questions, because what he didn't know would keep him broke, right? So he said yes, and our perception is, and mom and dads tell us to do this because mom and dads believe it. You know why they believe it? Because nobody told them. I love that. It's too good to be true. Why is that? What I find too good to be true is that you don't know the stuff that we're about to show you. And it's all common sense, but we don't know it. If they're not teaching it and nobody else is coming to you, and then it's perception. All of your perception is your reality until proven otherwise. Did you hear how he said that, Drew? It's all perception. So you perceive things because of teachers, because of parents, because of your environments, and it's hard to shake that. And when you see something that counters that, it's controversial. Does that make sense? Well, we're here to refute that for you and make sense of it. Because watch, when you take a job, Kelsey, do you work anywhere around the HR department in your hotel?
No.
Well, when you took a
Work
job,
in HR, but-
you went to HR, right? And they said, "Hi, Kelsey, welcome. That's great. Here are the forms. Here's your tax form. Here, just fill that out, okay? It's for your taxes. And by the way, Kelsey, while you're filling that out, you need to do. We have retirement income here. We have the benefits. So here, this is for your retirement income. By the way, it's a 401k. They're going to match it too. It's awesome. You can opt out. You want to opt out? Why wouldn't she opt out, Andrew?
Because it looks like you're getting more money by them matching.
Well, first of all, I'm an HR person. I make about $10, $9, maybe $11 an hour. So I don't know anything, but I'm telling her it's a benefit. She goes, "Oh, okay." And I'm going to match. Oh, something for nothing. So, where do I sign? And she never asks another question, and the parents don't either. You take it because you believe it. Am I right or right? Is that simple? On the tax form, you just fill it out, okay? Yeah, you put 0 down or 1, and do it. And that's what you do. In fact, when you went, do you remember what you did on your form?
On my form, I don't remember the exact number, but I remember actually I didn't read it.
So, of course not. You just filled it out and signed it, right?
Yes.
It's part of the process. Get processed. I love that. Are you processed? Am I right or right? Hello. So what? That's what they do. That's the system. That system's broke. Now watch. Kelsey, did you get a tax refund check last year?
Yes.
You did. Did you get excited about that?
Yes.
How come?
Because it was money.
Right answer. Okay? Everybody gets excited about money. Is that true? True. So can I ask you how much it was? Nobody cares.
Like 800 or something.
800. And that was when you just started?
That was when I was working the front desk.
Okay. So this year you should see a lot more, right?
Yes.
And you're more excited about that, right?
Absolutely.
Boom! Okay. Now, you don't mind if I destroy that right now, do you?
Go for it.
Okay, thank you. She's going to say, "Why did you read it?" Okay. Now, watch this one. See, when you get that tax refund, you got excited. But here's what it's called. I just said it. It's called a what?
Refund.
Right. What's that mean?
Then they give you back a portion of what you paid.
Oh, so can I rephrase it for you?
Yes, go for it.
They're giving you back what you overpaid. Refund. So my question is, why'd you overpay?
Because I just filled out the form.
You're so sweet. Oh, see, isn't it all coming around full circle? And that $9 an hour person said, "Go ahead and do it," because they're getting one too, and you don't know any better. Now watch. When you got this $800 back, how many of you agree an extra $800 would be pretty good for you? Hello, right? So when they got it back to you, Kelsey, how much interest did they attach to that check?
I don't know, that's just how it came,
Is not a number.
$2. No,
Okay, how much did they attach to your check? Can you say it again?
0.
Kelsey's starting not to like this. She was about biting her tongue going, I don't even like you anymore. Okay, now watch. Now, Andrew, what we do all the time is ask people to say 0, because nobody wants 0. Nobody likes to be a 0, and that's what they gave you. Now, Kyle, if you owed that $800, would they let you get away with giving them back the $800 with no interest? Well, then why are you doing that rule like they said? I think that's theft. So let me get this straight. You overpaid willingly every week, and the government took it. And it sat in an account with them for a whole year. Do they manage that stuff very well, by the way? The country has $18.5 trillion of debt. They spend more than they take in. So let me do it again. Can the government manage your money very well? No. So, and we keep giving it to them. Oh, by the way, I personally can criticize it because I ran one. So I take it personal. So as a mayor of a city, I think I have a handle on exactly what you do and don't do, okay, with that responsibilities. So I'm not flapping at the gums. I'm saying dead on. And governments normally can't run anything very well. And I'll give you history about our case because it was very controversial and very good. The first time in 25 years, we lowered taxes for the first time in 25 years after inheriting a deficit like this country. So nobody can tell me you can't be frugally and very responsible with money. Yes, you can. It's what you do and how you do it. But you got to have the nerve to do it and stand up and say and make a statement. Does that make sense? So, sorry, I got off on that, but I just get a little like, whoa, when you get. So, watch. That's almost extortionary, isn't it? So, watch. If we could turn around and put money back in your pocket extra and teach you to use it for you instead of giving it to a government that doesn't even know what they're doing, would that be better for you? Good. Did it cost you any money?
No.
No. See, I love this. What we do for people 9 out of 10 times, they don't spend any money on their pocket. There's an error I just found. I found $800 a year for you if you respond. We want it in your pocket working for you instead of working for the government. And for them to give it back to you with no money, that's a bad thing. In fact, it's a foolish thing to do. You need to change it. I'm going to teach you how to do it later. You change it tomorrow. And you're going to have new money in your paycheck next week. $33. Okay, thank you very much. You already did the math. Watch. And by the way, we're not going to tell you this. You know where we're bringing you? To our website. In the back office, we have the IRS website itself. You know what it says? Don't overpay. And what we're going to bring you to is their formula that teaches exactly the number you should be using all the time to increase your pay and have a whitewash. It's an instant raise. Now, here's what we want to do with it. So we find money for people, right? So I'm going to introduce Ryan in a minute to show you what really put us in the business all these years ago. Because I told you we have 6 forms of income streams. We do. In life essential services. What I told you is we don't sell anything, we replace everything. Why? Because everybody's already got all the stuff. I don't want to sell anything. That's a hard thing to do. People feel like you're pushy. I already like to know that, like, I like telling you that because you're already doing that. I don't have to really work very hard to tell you, actually, Kelsey, you can do something different. Would you like to? A, B. I'm very good at that. A, how many people go A and B? Even you, Muhammad, can do it. Am I right, Drew? Well, you put on a turban, I'm going to have to call you Muhammad. And by the way, we tease everybody here. Nothing is isolated from being teased in this room. Would you all agree to that? Yeah. What's that? Nobody's safe? Well, that's really funny, right? Okay. So, next step. So, where was I going? I lost my thought, Ryan. Oh, yes, life essential services. How many of you know somebody uses electricity? Boom. See, here's another thing. We don't like monopolies, Kelsey. Andrew, we don't like monopolies at all. Do you? Do you know what a monopoly is, Andrew?
Yeah, it's when you have a corner on the market or something.
Complete control. You manipulate everything, and everybody's got to buy your whim. They shouldn't be allowed to exist. And capitalism is founded, and some people got really smart and they became monopolies. Well, utilities are monopolies, aren't they? Okay, no question about it. And say right now, I want you to know there's a movement throughout the country. It's happening slow now. Okay, started back in 2002. And it's getting pretty good. And states, not the feds, the states were deregulating energy companies. That's pretty exciting. So for instance, right here in this area, who lives in Lee County or Collier? If you live in that Collier, what you're paying is FP&L or Lee County municipal. Those are the only two companies here. You can't buy electricity anywhere else. Well, it started in Texas, and I'm going to do it real quickly. The state government deregulated them. Where anybody watch football, American NFL, and you know the stadium that the Houston, what do they call it? The Texas, Houston, what are they? Texans playing. It's called Reliant Stadium. That costs hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and Reliant is an energy company, gives electricity. Okay, TXU is over there. Well, Texas was the first state to deregulate. You know what that said? They had to freeze their prices and let all competition come in and give people a discount and break, so the prices drop. Deregulation is great for consumers. Everybody understanding that? They did it to the airlines because airlines were locked in and freezing prices on people. Government came in and did that, so it gave free enterprise to come in, and they did it in phones. Truth is, none of you know it, maybe Pastor and I have a little sense of it, but years ago, phones were only by one company. One company, Ma Bell, which was AT&T really. It was the circle with the blue bell in it. They had the phone market in the whole United States. And the government came and said, you can't do that. You need to let other companies come in because you're the only game in town. They said, well, we'll break up. And they became Bell South, Bell Atlantic, Bell Mid-Atlantic, Bell Pacific. So, and the government said, that was cute, but you're still the same company. And so they froze them. And now how many of you got Verizon? Interesting. Sprint, PC Metro. See, all these companies popped up as a result of deregulation. Good for consumers. Great, okay? So deregulation happens well. So in 14 states in the United States, we offer energy right now, people to save money, and you have the right, Kyle, if you're in one of those states, to become your own energy company. Boom. Now, I'm going to do this real quickly. The guy that I partnered with, his name is Neil Levy. He's a guy from Brooklyn. He's a lawyer by trade, but always wanted to be an athlete, and I don't even think he can even throw a ball. Okay, the guy's a joke, and he owns part of the Texas Rangers, the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a nutcase, right? So he's on the executive board, and when he heard deregulation happen, he formed a company called Jexus Energy in Texas. I'm going to go through the story real quick. And in 3.5 years, Enron fell apart. Very company people invested in thought it could never fall, but it fell apart. It was on a Ponzi scheme. Well, all those people were buying power from him, and they wanted to go somewhere. So he happened to be in the right place at the right time, and here's what he did in 3 years. 167,000 customers came to him in the Houston area. And in Houston, there were 6 million people, okay, 6.5 million people. And that's how many he got in 3.5 years. Well, guess what? A company came to him in 3 years and said, we want to buy you. Guess who that company was? The one you pay. FP&L offered to buy him for that client base. What do you think a fair price would be for 167,000 customers? Just doing electricity. I imagine, just take a guess. What's a lot?
10 million.
Okay, not bad. 10 million. That's a pretty good guess. Who else wants to guess? Andrew, what would you say? Or, Peter, what do you got? Watch. Just under 100 million. 100 million for. I said, you know what? I'll knock on $300,000 doors. For $100 million, that's what they just paid you? Yeah, that's what he got. FP&L bought him for just under $100 million. But I go, I'll do that. Are you kidding me? Who doesn't use electricity? Here's what kills me, Kelsey. Do you have any idea how it goes from out wherever it's coming from to in here?
No.
But you know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
See, you don't care. You just want to make sure that works. Right.
Right.
It's amazing how this all works. That's what he made. I go, wow. Now, he had to sign a contract that wouldn't let him compete with FP&L for 3 years. After 3 years was up, he formed another company called Summer Energy. He doesn't have a market. We do. So we formed a partnership because I understood that. So you have the right, Kyle, to be your own energy company if you were in areas of the country you want to be. Would you rather pay you or pay FP&L? I thought so. And would you be incentivized if you got paid every month, every time somebody that you was able to share and give them an opportunity to, and they paid the bill you got paid? It's called residual income. Most people want to have residual income, getting paid tomorrow for what you did today, forever. Does that make sense? That's pretty good. So energy. Now we go to audits. This is a company, we have our audit companies up in Connecticut. All businesses like this hotel and nonprofits are getting absolutely taken advantage of. Nonprofits, as an example, get overbilled in the utilities 90% of the time. Churches, hospital, all nonprofits. because they're not reading the bills, and there's laws that are giving them breaks, and they don't even know it. So they're overpaying on taxes, overpaying on rates. We have a company that does an audit, and by law, you're able to go back through 3 years to 6 years in some cases. The lowest I've seen lately, even in our own firm, Ryan, is about $500. That's all. Okay, but I've seen as high as $300,000. Andrew, if you can get back $300,000, you'd be a happy man. Running that company, seeing that money come to the bottom line, just from stuff you overpaid and didn't know it, cost them nothing to do that. So we do audits. We also audit people for credit cards, because credit cards, you know, right now, and every time you take a credit card, you're paying a processing fee. It's such a rip. So we examine whether you're getting ripped or not, okay? And say you're doing great, or you know what, you ought to shift this. You can either get it better from the company you got it from, or we can show you where else to get it. It doesn't matter. How cool is that? And then phone system, satellite, all that stuff. We're not trying to get people to switch or change. We're trying to evaluate what they're doing to take a look at it. Remember, they don't want to change their toothpaste, but if it was significant enough, they say, whoa, you start waking up. Am I right or right? So that's big. Now, debt. Debt, how many of you know that debt's a problem in this country? How many of you know it's a problem with you or in your family? Okay, I'm going to show you something that doesn't exist anywhere. Okay, it's the first time in the country, and we're pretty excited about it. We think we're about 3 years ahead of any competition. You see, here's the story for tonight. Math doesn't lie, people do. Who agrees with that? Okay, 2 and 2 is what? Else?
2 and 2.
It's not a trick question. I'm sorry. Exactly. She really doubted it. And 5 and 5 is? It's not 11 this week. You got to get it right. 5 and 5. Right? Did she just say 9? You're gonna get beat. So math doesn't lie. RIM does. You know, people do. Is that true? True. Right? It's going to be the same all the time. You got to learn how math works. Now watch. You got to learn the math, and then you got to learn the story as to why what we're telling you tonight is accurate. We're going to give you history, so it all makes sense. Because you sit there and go, "That's too good to be true. How is that possible?" And you start doubting. Get rid of the doubt. Start learning. Does that make sense? So we're going to show you a video on the debt right now.
Leave the lights.
Need lights?
Yeah, this camera can't see it. But
Okay. You okay, Ryan?
yeah, it's just chugging along.
It's queued up.
Yeah, just go full screen. There we go. All right, we're ready.
Did you know that millions of Americans are overpaying their mortgages? And not by a little, by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's right, and it's all in interest payments. The fact is, most Americans could be living the lives they've always dreamed of if they weren't spending the majority of their adult lives paying for the lives their lenders have dreamed of. In this video, we're going to show you how overpaying your mortgage is robbing you of the future you could have, and what you can do to stop paying for somebody else's dream and start turning your financial dreams into reality. So let's get started. Meet Bob and Katie Smith. The Smiths own their own home, and they're in a pretty typical mortgage situation for millions of homeowners across the U.S. Your individual mortgage details may differ from this example, but the financial principles remain the same. Bob and Katie have a 30-year mortgage for $200,000 at a 4.5% interest rate and a monthly payment of just over $1,000 per month. Bob feels like they're pretty lucky to get a 4.5% rate. I mean, that's a great deal, isn't it? Well, to answer that, let's take a closer look at that 4.5% interest rate. How much of the Smiths' payment every month is going toward interest, and how much is going toward principal? By the end of the first year, they've paid their lender more than $12,000. Of that, nearly $9,000 went toward interest. That means that over 73% of the money Bob and Katie paid their lender in year one went toward nothing but interest. That's 73% of their payments up in smoke. And in year 2, it doesn't look much better. Once again, Bob and Katie paid their lender over $12,000, and of that, more than $8,700 went toward paying interest. That means that in year 2, over 72% of the Smiths' money went toward nothing but interest. Now let's fast forward to year 20. By year 20, Bob and Katie have paid over $243,000, but they still owe their lender over $97,000 in principal on their loan. That means that after paying all that money, the Smiths still owe almost half the original amount they borrowed. And by year 30, the amount Bob and Katie have paid their lender totals almost $365,000, of which nearly $165,000 went toward paying nothing but interest. That means that they paid their lender over 82% of the amount they originally borrowed just in interest payments. That's 82%. Quite a far cry from the warm and fuzzy feeling the Smiths had when they heard they got a 4.5% loan. So where do all the billions and billions of dollars homeowners are paying the banks in interest go? Exactly. Homeowners like Bob and Katie from all across the nation spend their lives making interest payments to the banks and wonder why they never get ahead. But guess what? It doesn't have to be this way anymore. What would you say if someone told you that there is a simple online banking solution helping homeowners like you put an average of 18 years or more worth of mortgage payments back in their own pocket? How excited do you think people like Bob and Katie would be if instead of having to pay the bank over $164,000 in interest payments, they could pay less than $63,000, the same amount of interest they would pay if they had just a 1.9% fixed rate on their mortgage? That's nearly $102,000 in interest payments they would save, and their house would be paid off free and clear in just 12 years versus 30. Thanks to our online banking solution, Bob and Katie would be done making mortgage payments in just 12 years. What could you do with over 18 years of mortgage payments you no longer have to pay to the bank? Just imagine the possibilities. And you don't have to refinance. You don't have to change banks. You don't have to increase your minimum monthly payment. And you don't have to modify your mortgage or change your mortgage terms in any way. Just imagine the freedom you would have if you no longer had to make mortgage payments to anyone. Don't waste another minute. Watch the corresponding overview video right now to get a thorough look at how this life-changing program works. And for more information and a free report that shows you exactly how much time and money this amazing online banking solution can save you, call us toll-free right now. The only thing you have to lose is years off your debt.
Yeah, so you're all aware of that. You should watch that a bunch of times to really get the concept. It's not just about mortgages. I don't care. In fact, Ryan, you want to give the example of a couple of the programs you just did with student debt?
Yeah, one of my buddies from college, he had about $140,000 worth of student loan debt from getting a master's degree and an undergrad degree out of state. He's sports management. He does season ticket sales with a professional soccer team right now. He's doing okay, not great, just kind of average, but he's got a mountain of debt. Normally he wouldn't. His minimum payments are killing him right now, and he's not going to be out of debt for another 30-something years just paying minimum as it is right now, until he ran into me at a rugby game. And we were just chatting. He's asking me what I was doing, and I said I'd be happy to try and help if I could. So give me your numbers. I'll do some magic. And I put him into the software, and we're getting him out of debt in 12.5 years without changing his budget at all. And we were also able to create a retirement for him without touching any of his money out of pocket of $85,000 a year, completely tax-free. So he went from no retirement and $100,000 worth of debt, 30 years of debt payments, to 12.5 years completely done and $85,000 a year tax-free in retirement.
And how much interest did we save?
It was like over $70,000 worth of interest that he would have paid.
See, what we call it is legalized extortion, and we're all subject to it, because any of you have any of these things, okay? They're in the business of taking your money. And we don't ask any questions, we think it's the system and it's the way to do it. We need to be educated. Do you all agree with that? So how many of you have parents that own a home? Okay? They think they're doing the right things and they're getting smoked. And people, here's another thing. Because of circumstances like college education, a lot of parents, you know what they've done? Refinance. It was smart to do that way back in the days, and that's why everybody's upside down now, especially in 2008 when the appraisals went to the skids. You can't do that. You need to own your own house. You need to be debt-free. Debt-free is stress-free, and nobody can put the squeeze on you. Nobody can run your life. We've been debt-free is mandatory. How many of you agree with that? Okay, and if you can find a way to do it smart. Now, that software, here's the deal, just to know it, just so you get the drift on it. Kyle, if you have 5 bills, you have your mortgage, car payments, student loans, medical bills, credit cards. Just 5 bills. Did you know there's 120 different combination ways to pay that bill off? Which one's the right one? So we got brainiacs that did the math. See, math doesn't lie. And they calculate everything on when it should be paid, where it should be paid, which one should be paid, based upon the interest rates, time, usage of money. That second video will teach you that. It's 13 minutes long. You get blown away by it. And our software is guaranteed to get people out of debt in the time frame we say. And frankly, about 70% of the time, it's even earlier. So we guarantee your full money back because you just got to do exactly what it says to do. And it's real time. It's a GPS system. Let me describe what real time means, Tiffany. It means that it follows you just like your GPS in the car. It's the only one in the country. So you can go online and get all these software programs and tell you what your debt is and all that kind of crap. But no, see, here's the real deal. Life happens. How many of you agree with that? The only problem with life is that it's daily. And every day, the same old stuff comes up. And things happen. Your income goes up, your income goes down. You inherit a new bill, you pay one off. Circumstances change. You see, no other program does that. So this follows you like a GPS. And if there's an adjustment, you go into your software and adjust it. Kyle, if you went tonight, you taking me, we're going for a burger, you're buying it. Swipe your card. If you got the program, we got your car, open up your tablet, you can see exactly what you just did in your debt structure. It's boom, it's right there. It's so cool. And it tells you what to do, when to do, how to do it. And you just implement it. You can tie it into your bank. We're tied to like 15,000 banks throughout the United States. And I guarantee you one of yours are in them. Okay? So normally, how many of you pay online now? Or pay your bill, right? So it's the same thing. You just hook it up and you press, okay, boom. And the computer will tell you exactly what to do and it goes, does it. It'll tell you what account to pay from, where to pay it. You don't have to think anymore. And you can get rid of your accountant. No offense. If you're an accounting in here, I don't mean to offend you, but you're a bean counter. You do credits and you do debits. Hello. You know how many people go to accountants for advice on taxes and whatnot, and that's the wrong place to go? They think that they're supposed to know that. They'll tell you to get an IRA. Go get an IRA, see, deductibility. I want to have that guy arrested. See, because here we go. I'm going to start talking about strategy. Are you all with me so far? See, what people don't know is dangerous. And what you don't know will keep you broke. We get taught as youngsters that you want to take advantage. The government set up qualified funds for you. You probably have one at work too, like Kyle does, a 401k or through work, right? You excited about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Until I'm finished with you. Okay, why? See, and we heard this today on the phone. How many people were on that call early this morning? See, oh, you were on it too, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay, well, you're supposed to speak up when they say who's on the call. You might say hello. Okay, so you didn't know. We had over 100 and some odd people on that call this morning. About 7 in the morning. People are up at 5 in the morning and listen to this because we have a bunch of leaders that talk to give them a jolt in the morning. It's pretty cool. They wake you right up. And one of my good buddies, my partner in Texas, Lindsay, gets on the phone and he says it best. A qualified, see, it's a qualified fund. You know what the problem with that is, Bryn? You better make sure you're qualified to get your money back out. You gave it to them, they took it, but you better be qualified to get it back out. Here's the deal. You think it's an advantage. I think it's a disadvantage. Why? Watch this one. So, Kelsey, you don't mind me if I'm going to ask the question I asked Kyle, which brought him here. You mind if I role play with you? And you're not alone, by the way, at all. And then I'll tell you a strategy. I'm going to turn it over to Ryan to teach the basics of money that you should have been shown in grammar school, which blows me away. And by the way, nobody can refute what we're talking about. You may not like the presentation, but you can't argue to that. It's pretty strong. So here we go. Kelsey, when you're going to be saved, you're only 21, you just started saving, right? and you're excited about it. It's a forced savings. They're giving you some money, you think, and it's put away, and it's for your future. Right or right?
Right.
So how long do you expect to do that for?
Save?
Yeah.
Continually. Like, just all the time.
Until you're retired.
Yep.
Okay, and that's true. And I love when I get middle-aged people in here, and I'll say to them, let me pick on a 55-year-old. I've been saving for 25 years, and they. I go, great, wonderful. And how long you got? Another 15 years. Great. How much? That's sweat equity, right? Did you work hard for that money? They go, yeah. Awesome. That's a long time. So let me ask you a question. So make like you're an older person. How much of that can you afford to lose?
None of it.
Oh, and that's a funny thing because they all say the same thing. So I go, so let me ask you a question. Who's your partner in your 401k?
ABC company.
You had to get it. She went like this. That told me, I don't have a clue. What are you talking about? That's what that said. Am I right or right? So that's great. And see, nobody ever asked that question. You didn't get that question asked you before either, right? And Kyle got he got it wrong. Everybody gets it wrong. Peter, do you know who the partner is? Watch, let me tell you. So here, let me rephrase it for you, Kelsey. When you go to take your money out after all those years of putting the money in, and hurrah, you're ready to go and you're ready to take your earnings because you have it now and you got all those advantages that said you're going to get. Who gets the first cut?
Whoever was holding your property?
Well, who might that be for you? For everybody else, it's called the government. Your uncle. Yes, Uncle Sam. Oh, I didn't know I had one.
The advantages of
Yeah, see, we're all related. What's that now?
The advantages of government qualified plan.
Right. They set it up, and they have rules. Now, you can't get access to it without penalties right now. Am I right, Kyle? Who set those rules?
I have no idea.
The government. Your uncle. Yeah, imagine that. See, they're the ones that determined all the rules. Out of all your brilliant people, you send them. Sure. Now, watch. I ain't done yet. Who's your second partner?
It's a good question.
Okay. Do you mind if I tell you?
Go for it.
Broker Sue or Broker Joe? The guy that's taking your money. You're giving him money every week, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. Do they make money whether you make money or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great job. I think I'm in the wrong living here. So let me get this straight. Broker Joe and Broker Sue, you give them your money and they make money whether you make money or not. Now, who bears all the risk? Are you doubting that? How many people know Kelsey's so grateful she's sitting here and I'm picking on her? Okay, yes, you bear all the risk. Everybody does. You're the investor. They just take your money. So let me repeat what I just heard. Peter, you want to hear this? Here it goes. She's giving her hard-earned sweat equity money away to an account she thought was good without knowing any of the rules. They said in the HR department, just do it here. It's okay. You can opt out. No. I'm getting maxed. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Never asked the question. By the way, as long as you're going to get paid, and I think they should, they're doing the service like everybody else, how many fees are you willing to pay to have that managed?
Not a ton.
Well, what would you consider a ton?
Multiple.
Many multiple. Do you like how she really throws? She's all over here. You know, it's pretty. So many, more than one. But you have a number for me?
2.
So more than 2, you'd be a little ticked, right? No, that's okay. Listen, you're not supposed to know. They don't know either. You ain't alone. Bryn doesn't have a clue until she walked in. It's true. That's why Kyle's here to say, I'm glad he's picking on her. That's why I brought her. I'm teasing, but you'll get through it. So watch. You want to know how much they're charging you?
How much?
12 to 17 different fees. How's that sit with you? What's that?
It's not good.
I think she just cursed at me, I think, and I got away with it. So you're right. So what? Let's recap. You're giving your money to someone every month, and you don't own it. The government does first. The second people is Broker Joe and Broker Sue. They make money whether you make money or not, and you bear all the risk. Did I hear that all right?
Yes.
Does that make any sense to you now that you know it?
Yes.
It makes sense?
Partially.
Okay, it makes no sense to give them your money.
No,
that you're pointing out at this point.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Okay, good. I have to rephrase my questions. Okay, Brandon, one second. That was very good. And she loves you now. She goes, I hate him. I'm like, I can't let it just drown. And I got it. I was pulling it in. Okay, no worries. Right? So that's what we expose. That's a pretty nasty thing. And everybody is doing it. Anybody that's got a corporate job is doing it doesn't have a clue. Kyle didn't know. He wants to know what the truth is. So I'm going to give you the truth right now. First, I'm going to tell you our strategy. We happen to be a coach as well. Okay? And I happen to latch on to a coach that's pretty famous. His name is Bear Bryant. A lot of you don't know who he is. He has 6 national championships under his belt from the University of Alabama. He's now dead, but he's pretty famous. Okay? And he used to say this as a quote: offense sells tickets, defense wins national championships. We agree with that totally. We coach rugby, and when we coach, we taught defense immediately. See, if you can't score, you can't win. Boom! The banks know it. Mortgage companies know it. Anybody that takes money knows it. It's not telling you and keeping us deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid. Am I right, Tim? So here's our strategy. And I'm challenging all now. You don't have a better one. And I'm promising you that nobody's come in here yet. I don't care where they come from. Let's put one on that does what we do. It's pretty powerful. That's a very bold, powerful statement to make. So watch, and that's why you're sitting here. So we have a strategy that we use, and we're going to do offense and defense. So this side is going to be the defense, okay? This side's going to be offense. And what I just say, we're going to start with defense. You need to have your defense set up and structured properly all the time, not some of the time. When you start out, make sure it's defensively strong. Make sure your house is safe. Make sure you're protecting your kids, your family, your moms and dads, and you, and the heart and sweat where you work for. If you don't, it's foolish. How many of you agree with that statement? Bold and strict, okay? 1, you don't want market loss. You want to protect yourself from market loss, okay? And here's what the market does. This, boom, 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 boom. Is that right or right?
Right.
Now, you know Bryn, that's you, right? How many know Bryn is one moody one? Okay.
Really?
Yeah, Bryn was happy. She came early. Steve Young showed up. Oh. Okay. It was her birthday. Yay. I forgot the other card. Oh. She got hungry. I made her a meal. Yay. But I burnt it. Oh. Okay. Unbelievable. Right? See, circle, square, circle, square, circle, square, circle.
What's that square?
Square.
No, what square is that? What do we do? How do we get there?
By doing the circle, you're going to get to the square.
No. What big extravagant thing happened when we back out?
I'm going to show you that in a minute. Be patient, sweet baby. Okay, I learned that from Ryan, circle, square. See, in other words, he says even a third grader could get that. See, what goes up is going to come down. What goes up is a pattern. It's life. Guess what? Where's the market right now? Anybody know? Highest it's ever been. Boom! And when I was a kid, it would vacillate by 1 point. That was a lot. Now it's like